Hello everyone. So today we have a new topic in civics and that is economic development. India is a developing country which opted for mixed pattern of economy. This means that both public sector as well as private sector has a role to play in country's economic development. After independence, public sector was given more importance as it was believed that it would lead to rapid development of infrastructure. But after the adoption of new economic policy in 1991, the private sector also enjoyed adequate governmental support in the form of incentives and assistance through financial institutions. To meet out the needs of the people on a big level, the nation needs planning. Just because of that, Planning Commission was set up in 1950 with the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru as its first chairman. The Commission makes a comprehensive survey of the available human and economic resources in the country. Its only objective was to increase the size of national income over time maximum extent possible. The most striking feature of our planning is that it is based on a socialist pattern where most of the heavy industries are controlled by the state, while consumer goods industries are largely in the hands of private sector. So far, we have implemented 11 5-year plans. Now we'll look at the economic development at a glance. So first we have agriculture. It is the mainstay of Indian economy as two-thirds of our population is still engaged in it. The government has provided farmers with better seeds, fertilizers, irrigation facilities and modern machinery. Ministry of Rural Development introduced various schemes for the welfare of rural people. Then the next economic development would be in industry. New economic policy introduced in 1991 which emphasized on privatization, liberalization and globalization. Its main objective was to open up areas that were a monopoly of public sector to private sector and link Indian economy with the global market. The next topic is infrastructure. Facilities like trade and communication, banking and energy, social infrastructure are included in it. Infrastructure is also a key element in any nation's development. It is an integral part of any nation's economy. It includes social infrastructure, which refers to the government measures towards facilities of education, healthcare, community development, etc. Then we would see the economic development in the way of highways. In India, there is a large network of roads which are of four types: the national highways, the state highways, the district roads, and the rural roads. The national highways are the major roads which join different states. They are the responsibility of central government. The Border Road Organization is the single largest department undertaking the construction of the border roads. Next, in the transportation facilities, we have seen economic development through railways, with a modest beginning in 1853. When the first railway train steamed off from Bombay to Thane, the Indian Railways has now grown into Asia's largest and world's fourth largest network of railways. It brings people from the remotest corners of the country and plays a vital role in the development of agriculture and industry. Both international and domestic trade depend on an effective railway network. Some railway tracks face severe strain because of heavy traffic on these routes. Hence, the government has decided to spend rupees 22,000 crores to solve this problem by building freight corridors on these routes. The next in the development is the airports. Air India, Indian Airlines, which are now merged, and other private operators like Kingfisher, Jet Airways, etc., provide air services, whereas the Airport Authority of India provides infrastructural facilities. Airport Authority of India looks after the development of 4 international airports at Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, and Delhi, which handle nearly 40% of domestic flights and most of the international air services. Then the last in the transportation is ports. The government has decided to upgrade 12 major ports to attain international standards. Major ports are under the Ministry of Shipping and Transport, whereas minor ports figure in the concurrent list in the Constitution and are managed by the respective state government. Economic development can be seen in power and multi-purpose projects also. National Thermal Power Corporation and National Hydroelectric Power Corporation have set up plants for generating electricity in India. One such aspect is also there, that is education. The Indian government has launched various programs to meet out the needs of the country. The country's literacy rate was so poor that it requires to be grown. Some programs which were launched are Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan and Mahila Samakya program, and recently there is Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Abhiyan, and it was there that National Literacy Mission launched in 1988. One more aspect of economic development is seen in housing. The Housing and Development Corporation has made efforts to provide houses to every section of the population. The National Slum Development Program launched in 1996, which almost tried to provide the houses to the poor and the needy ones. If the government succeeds in satisfying the needs of the people, it will lead to acceptance of laws and reforms. If a country has sufficient infrastructure, it will be able to enlarge its production and build up its trade, and thus will be able to eradicate the problems of poverty and unemployment. So that's all for today in this chapter. Thank you, students.